everyone.
Hello.
We're back.
We are.
It's taken forever, hasn't it?
It's been a while.
It really has. It's been, fuck me.
Well,
Episode 20, Will.
Oh, is this what this is?
Yeah, this
or
is,
that was
yeah.
the last one?
No,
yes,
that wasn't,
I thought we were up to 19.
20 we're on now. Episode 20, imagine
Good
that.
Lord, our third decade.
It's taken us quite a long time to get here.
Nearly as it, but here we are.
Indeed, love.
We didn't give up.
Though many told us we should.
Okay, so
how you been,
are
love?
you? Hey?
How you been?
Yeah, all right. How have you been?
Fucking brilliant.
It's not well. It's another year, isn't it? It's another.
God.
Yes, the last 2 years, somewhat blurred into one.
Bit weird, isn't it?
Rather ungainly as well, isn't it? All this 2020. I mean, it doesn't. It's not as euphonious. It's not as flowing from. It doesn't flow as easily from the lips.
As what? 1998.
Well, yes. All the teens. I think we had it.
Oh, 2015. You feel is better.
2015.
Right. I would say.
What? 2015? No. I mean the century teens. I'm saying from the 13th. No, I'm saying from the 14th through to the 20th century. We didn't.
Oh, I see.
We didn't know how good we had it. But it does. Come on. I mean, you know, in the year 837. I mean, apart from getting it mixed up with times of the day, which I know with the adoption of the 24-hour clock.
Yeah. So currently it's 22 minutes past 8 in years.
Yes, but I mean, so you have that, but you know, it's 8:37. Oh, what do you mean the time? Well, AM or PM for a start,
right? Okay.
And or year, or do you mean the year that Alfred the ineffective tried to invade his own country and
Ethelred the completely unprepared.
Yeah. But the ex-teen ton. It's had a nice rather than 20. It's got worse, I suppose, in the 20s in this third decade.
When's it going to get good again?
From 2020. Well, I don't know, 2000. Because I remember in the lead up to.
Hang on, so 1936. Go on, you do one.
1894. They just had a better, and we'd been living with it presumably since because 13th century was the 12s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember back in 1286, it was like this, and then suddenly 30. It must have been odd going to the teens actually.
Do you think someone was complaining about it back then in sort of Middle English?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, ye 13s. Trippy not so well from the tongue and ye lippers, methinks.
Yes, very good. Yeah.
Truly indeed, 'twere natural like the songy of the birdies.
It's like Chaucer's ear.
So the teens, 18 dum-de-dum, or 18 de or 18 de, if we were adhering to that rule. And of course you had the option, well, I suppose you've still got the option of the year of our Lord, 1983.
Yeah.
Whereas now, I remember in the last...
surely it's easier, 2022. It's easier to say.
Well, it was how many 20s? 2021 to 2022. 2020 to 2021.
Oh, it's the repetition of the 20s.
21 to 2020. It's all getting a bit...
So 2031 will be all right.
I don't know, 2030. It's still a bit... It's still a bit floppy, isn't it?
So when is it going to get good again?
Plump.
That's my question.
Probably never.
Is that it?
What we're going to go through the 2000s, the 2100s, the 2200s. They'll be going through all this again. It'll be 2220, or is it 2022? I'm doing that 2-century leap. I do 2020, 2222.
Yeah, it's a big problem. I've not thought about it perhaps as much as I should have done.
No, it's an odd thing. But I do remember in the run-up to, or the approach to, the front path to the door of the 21st century, there was occasionally, there'd be a piece in the press about, what are we going to call the new year? Would it be 2000? Because we've been referring to the year 2000 and And of course, there'd been the
Let's all meet up in the year 2000.
Let's all meet up in the year 2000 when we're all really old. It's only about 8 years before the
Fully
event,
grown,
wasn't
I
it?
think is the lyric, but really old.
Oh, was it fully grown?
Yeah.
It was only about 94, 95, wasn't it? It was a bit the year 2000. Won't it be strange?
Let's all meet up in the year 2000. Won't it be great when we're all
really old? Nothing to worry about. All ambition spent.
Alzheimer's setting in.
All desire sated. There would be the occasional voice raised in consternation, saying, "What is it? Should we not be saying 2000?"
Ah.
Well,
1900,
1800, 1900.
Yeah.
Why wasn't it the year 1900?
Yeah.
But now it's the year 2000.
I see.
And then, is it going to be... I mean, do you... what I've tended to do, semi-self-consciously, semi-deliberately, I'll talk about 2000.
Right, yeah.
I might add the year.
Yeah.
The year 2000, just in case...
Right.
To avoid ambiguity.
Because people think you're talking about what? Grecian?
Grecian 2000. Oh, God, that takes me back. It was actually a... It was actually a hair dye, wasn't it?
For
yes.
men, yeah.
If you were going slightly
just for men.
If you were going slightly grey.
Yeah.
On.
Okay.
And get...
Don't stop rustling the paper.
What?
You're rustling your newspaper.
Like that?
Yes.
Can you hear that?
Yes. Can you hear it?
Do you remember that one we did? Oh, it's quite an early one where I was rustling sweet wrappers.
Yes. Oh, heady days. Fucking hell. And you've learned nothing since then about microphones and how they work. Right. Will, your funeral.
Sorry?
It's your funeral.
Oh, right.
Great game show. Sure, it'd be make an interesting chat show, that. It's your funeral.
Well,
you have to come on and tell people what you're going to have at your funeral and all that.
Well, there have been things like... Well, things where people sort of semi-facetiously talk about or do their own obituary,
right?
Including one which I found a little unsettling.
Yeah,
done by Oliver Reed. Okay. Only about...
Just don't cremate him, for fuck's sake.
Only a few...
Just don't cremate him, surely.
Why?
Because the fucking crematorium would go up in flames.
What? Because of the alcohol?
Yeah.
Is alcohol flammable?
Yes, of course it is.
I thought it was only spirits.
No.
What, beer? Can you set light to beer?
Don't know.
So if you get a bit, obviously don't. We're not encouraging this sort of behaviour.
You to set fire to beer.
But there's that thing called...
Set fire to a beer.
Could you?
B-I-E-R.
Oh, a beer. Yes, I see. Sorry, yes. Yeah. Puns.
Two words that sound the same but mean different things. Right, go on. Oliver Reed. What about him?
There was this film.
Stop getting distracted by looking at that.
What? Looking at what?
You've been like hypnotised by the line going along.
It's a great radio, Dave, when you say stop looking at that.
He's looking at the Mac and the way it's recording us and the waveforms.
That's the computer. For those of us
who've never heard of a Mac.
Yes, I thought they were just two makes of computer. There used to be those adverts about, I'm a Mac and I'm a PC.
Yeah.
It was Mitchell and
Webb, yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. Right, Will.
And I just thought, but are they... But, I mean, it is... A web is a web? No, an I... Does the prefix I... does that mean it's by Apple? It's made by Apple?
Yes.
So an iPhone...
Yeah.
It is an Apple phone.
Yeah.
Even though it's sometimes used in the way that Hoover became used.
An iSaw is a woodwork tool made by Apple.
Oh, I saw EYESORE.
Always killing everything I say.
No, it's a good one. An iSaw.
Eyelash is a whip made by Apple.
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to give up. You're not the audience for this at all. Right, go on.
An eyebrow
is a what? A brow made by Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. That works really well. Well done.
Eye wash is a bath made by Apple.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah.
I'm getting the hang of this now.
Yeah, exactly.
Ibuprofen is
buprofen
made by
Apple.
Made by Apple.
Yeah,
They've moved.
I think you've lost it.
They've moved into...
Right, well, your funeral.
Isosceles. Right. It's a triangle made by apple. My funeral. Yes. Well,
I just because you've planned it out a bit, haven't you?
Well, I haven't really planned. Well, I've worked out the music.
Go on. What's the music?
And the readings, actually.
What's the music?
Well, as the people, the mourners...
He's using his fingers to denote people walking in. Yeah. There'll be more than one, I would have thought.
Well, you can...
I'll be there, mate.
Hire a few. I'm sure there's, extras.
Well, plenty of people will come.
To make sure I'm... No, well, so walking in...
Yeah.
I mean, processing in, going in...
Yeah. It's not a church, is it?
Well, now there's a...
Oh, because your mum...
Yeah, well, no, well, I would... Well, I hope she's not going to be there. I mean, for her...
Seems unlikely.
For her sake as well as...
Unless you get run down tomorrow.
Well, life is a...
Bowl of cherries?
Is a...
Name of the game?
We are all of us... time and chance happeneth to us all.
Yes. Back in the 12th century. Go on.
But I would quite like a church funeral.
You're not religious, are you?
But no, not in a...
You fucking hypocrite.
Well, yeah, so people do, don't they?
They do. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the old C of E wouldn't... I mean, they're pretty easy-going.
Yeah, they'd be glad to have the people in, I would have thought.
It's just I would quite like
to
have the
bric-a-brac and...
I would quite like to have the the words of the funeral service. It's so well, in the midst of life we are in death.
Yeah, etc. Yeah.
A man that is born of woman hath but a short time to live and is full of misery.
Fucking hell, this is going to be a cheery do. Do you not want to put your own spin on it?
He springeth up like a flower and is cut down in his time.
You don't want to put your own spin on it. You want all that stuff.
Well, that strikes me as somewhat arrogant.
That's what I'm doing.
Writing your own funeral.
Well, I'm not going to write my own funeral, but I don't want it to be churchy. No.
No.
Right, go on.
But I don't know.
So what are the readings?
I probably won't have.
What's the music?
I probably won't have that.
Okay. What's the music? Let's start there.
Well, as they're walking in, here are the people walking into church, or wherever, the crematorium.
Yeah, a place where you are being put to rest. Right. Will, fucking hell, your funeral. What's the music? People are coming in.
Yes, that'll be the music. That will be. I don't mind if it's not live. It can be piped in. Beethoven's Seventh. What?
What do you mean not live? What are we going to do? Get a fucking orchestra?
Well, a recording. I'm saying I don't mind if it's not live.
Well, it's not going to be live, is it?
Well, there might be an organist.
Oh, I see. It's just an organ, is it?
No, well, yeah, I wasn't thinking of.
I thought you said Beethoven's Seventh Symphony.
Yeah, I did. I'm sure there's a keyboard adaptation.
Oh, okay.
Translation.
I was going to say, fuck me, I'm not paying for 100 members of a bloody orchestra.
Wouldn't need that many anyway.
No, go on.
Beethoven's Seventh Symphony.
Do it on the stylophone.
Could do.
Could be.
Beethoven's...
That would be great, wouldn't it? Because of your toy orchestra. If we could do Beethoven's Seventh Symphony on like a little xylophone and a little piano, would you quite like that?
Well,
acoustic bass, or would it make a bit of a farce of the whole proceedings, do you think?
Well, yes.
I'll even set up a drum kit the wrong way.
I wouldn't want it to be undignified.
Oh, okay, carry on. Beethoven's Seventh, yeah.
Beethoven's Seventh.
How does that go?
It's I'm sure you know it. It's the slow movement, second.
Go on, sing it
movement.
to me.
Well, the melody might not sound much. It's all because a lot of it's on one note, but with the chords, oh my dear.
Okay.
It's used quite. I think it was used in the King's Speech at one point. It's quite often used for a bit of stately, solemn dread.
Okay.
You go dum 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 dum.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Dum 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 dum.
A postman
dum.
Pat. Sorry, go on.
Doesn't sound anything like Postman Pat. But it's great chord. Is that it's only A minor to
That's a banger.
E.
Oh,
Well, I don't know I don't think it's in that. I think it's in A actually. So it'd be F sharp minor.
Right.
But then that bit it goes from C to B.
Oh, hello.
To B minor.
Downward modulation.
To A to A minor.
Oh.
And then sort of resolves back still on A minor.
Ah.
How did he? I mean, it
clever.
It sounds as if it shouldn't work,
But it does.
But I mean, how did he? I mean, what a guy!
Absolutely.
Ludwig.
Yeah.
I think he was already pretty deaf by then as well.
Yeah, well, that's probably why it works. He couldn't fucking hear what I'm bloody. You know what I mean? He was not. He was free of the restrictions of moving from C to B to B minor to A to A. Because normally you wouldn't do that, would you?
Well, I don't know. He might have, but presumably
he
would have been able to hear mentally in his inner ear how it would have sounded. How it would have sounded.
Right, so that's the procession music as we come in. Miserable sin. Yeah.
Miserable, yeah. Then
you want us all to be miserable, don't you?
Well, I don't. Well, I know it's quite nice, this idea of happy funerals.
Yeah. But you don't want that.
Laughter. No, I'm a bit traditional in these matters.
All right. So what's the next piece of music?
Well, as people are processing out, well, not walking out,
okay.
Going
There's no
out,
other music in the
leaving
ceremony.
out.
We don't sing at all.
Oh, maybe a few hymns.
Okay. What would be your choice?
I don't know. Let all mortal flesh keep silence. What?
The day thou gavest, Lord, is ended.
That's always a good one.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know the day that let all mortal flesh keep silence?
I mean, it sounds.
Let all mortal flesh keep silence.
I look forward to busking it at your funeral.
And in fear and trembling stand.
In fact, you sing it and I'll do what I'm going to do at your funeral. Go.
Ponder nothing earthly minded, for with blessings in his hand. I'm sure you won't.
I will, because I don't know it. I've never heard of it.
Well, the rest of it's quite a catchy.
It doesn't sound catchy.
I can give little men cry, for with blessings in his hand, Christ our God to earth descendeth. Our full homage to demand.
Oh, demand and hand.
Demand, hand. Look, it's,
Sounds shit.
If that is putting somebody off, then I think they've allowed their attention to stray from the solemn occasion at hand.
Right, go on. So as they process out, what?
Well, as they process out, Beethoven again.
Fucking hell.
Oh, what?
Bit heavy with
Beethoven. A bit Beethoven heavy?
Yeah.
Oh, what should... What? No.
I thought you were going to have the Kinks or something. Go on.
No. On the way out, the old Beethoven's ninth, the whichever movement it is, the D.
Ode to Joy.
Ode to Joy, yeah.
Ode to Joy?
Yeah, well, that's... Look,
You're
I
dead.
Know.
We've just left you to be buried.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know I said I wasn't...
Happy. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's quite solemn and
it's not.
As well. Well, in a
It's called
stately
Ode
way.
to Joy, Will.
All right, what shall I have then? I Know It's Over by the Smiths. Oh, mother, I can feel the soil falling over my head.
That would be better.
It would perhaps be more appropriate to the occasion.
Yeah, right, okay, so that's the music.
Know.
What are the readings?
Oh, well, there's one, probably a bit from Omar Khayyam.
Oh, great.
The, don't know, not the whole thing. Obviously.
Yeah.
And the Fitzgerald
The moving finger, right, and having
writ moves on, perhaps.
Yeah.
The trouble with, I mean, my favourite verse in that, I think, is the...
Is it racy?
No, it's the one about. I mean, it's a bit. You're here with a loaf of bread beneath the bough.
Beneath the bough and all that.
A book of wine.
A book of wine.
A book of verse, a flask of wine, and thou beside me, singing in the wilderness. And paradise and wilderness is paradise enow.
Yeah.
It's just that enow.
You don't like it?
Well, no, I like it. I love it. It's fine. It's just you'd have to sort of explain it.
That means enough.
They'd have to. Yes, I know that, Davey.
No, but I'm being the person doing the reading. I don't know if I'm gonna, but
well, they'll be fully briefed. There'll be a footnote.
Wilderness is paradise enow, by which he means enough.
Yeah, but it might puzzle some members of the congregation.
Audience, fucking hell, you can have some lights on. The Muppet Show plays as your coffin comes out.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
God,
so that's Omar Khayyam. The Rubaiyat.
Bit of that.
What else?
A bit of Bertrand Russell.
Oh, okay. Bertrand Russell's a bit
what
secular for a church, isn't it?
Well, yes, it did, but it's not really a. I shouldn't really have any religious stuff in it. Yeah.
Right. Go on. So those are the readings. Now, I just wanted to bring on the subject of the buffet afterwards.
The buffet.
Because you've got a plan for your sandwich content.
Yes,
you?
The sandwiches are all going to have... I'm not quite sure how much to have off, but I think about a third. A third of the standard size. And
Why?
There should also be some basic frustration and discomfort. We'll find that what temperature would be most comfortable within the building.
Yeah.
And then take it down just a few...
Why?
Well, just so that, there's a bit of a chill in the air and people don't feel quite right.
Oh, well.
Well, there's something missing.
People will feel something missing anyway, well. You won't be there.
Well, just in case they forget.
You're going to shortchange them with sandwiches and heat. You bastard.
And if there's anything else I can, I don't know,
slightly inconvenience
induce a sense of
send
frustration.
the wrong directions to where the wake is being held. Things like that. Yeah.
Well, it would have to be something withdrawn rather than like there won't be enough. There'll only be about half the number of hymn books or service leaflets.
Not enough chairs at the wake.
Yeah.
So we all have to fucking stand.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Only 2 bags of nuts behind the bar.
And the drinks will run out. However many people there must be by about 10% not enough drinks.
Well.
I'm not so keen on this idea, actually. It does seem a bit
cruel.
Mean-spirited.
Yeah, I mean, we'll all be devastated.
A bit. I want to... Yes, I notice we're assuming that you're going to outlive me.
Well, I probably won't. But... Right, so you've gone against the idea of your funeral.
Yes, and I've thought, after 20-odd years, however long it's been...
fucking odd, let's face it.
That it's a waste of... That it's rather morbid.
Yeah.
A rather morbid thing to dwell on.
Rather unkind.
Oh, and there's a passage of Gore Vidal.
Oh, okay. You got into him, haven't you, fairly recently?
Well, if by fairly recently you mean in the mid-90s, then yes, Dave, I have. Glad to see you're keeping up with my interests.
Well, I didn't like it when it went to 20 anything, so I'm still in the 90s.
Well,
yeah.
No, you must that battered old copy of his collected essays.
Yeah. What's the bit of Gore Vidal? Can you do it in Gore Vidal's voice? You can do it with his face. Go on.
Well, he did have quite a distinctive, one of those posh American patrician voices, a little like Orson Welles. Things fall apart, things do. No president since Woodrow Wilson has written his own speeches. Sometimes the candidate has had barely time to glance through it before giving it to the nation. Dwight Eisenhower used to read his speeches with a real sense of discovery. No one was more surprised than Ike himself when, in the course of his initial campaign, he said, "And, if elected, I will go to Korea." Nobody had told him about that particular promise, but go to Korea he did.
Why are you having that bit at your funeral?
That's not the bit I'm having at my funeral. I'm not going for the bewilderingly eclectic and not very appropriate.
That'd be a great funeral, wouldn't it? If everything was just totally irrelevant to you and your life. Songs at a funeral that would annoy you would be like what? Happy Feet.
Well, and it's just the association
Return to
with
Sender.
that. Well, yeah.
When I'm Cleaning Widows.
Well, yeah. Never.
I second that. Cremation.
Well, I'm glad you asked me that, Dave.
Yeah.
Because
you're not going to talk about something in the paper, are you?
What? Well, not today's paper. No.
Oh, okay.
No, this is from this is September. Why do you have it so dark in it?
Do you want some light on?
Yes, that would help.
I thought it would be atmospheric.
It's from, it's the Times, September the 28th, 2021.
Uh-huh.
Now,
why have you kept it?
All right, because for an occasion such as this.
Okay, hit me with it.
That shows how long it's been since we've been at it. Yes, well, all right. It's meant to be a light-hearted piece. It's in the small section.
Okay.
It's not really a serious piece of social history. Nevertheless, it traduces a decade.
Right.
In a it's just silly. It's not worthy of the time.
Right. What decade is it going on about?
The 70s.
Ah, okay.
The
A bleak
1970s.
decade.
Well, yeah.
Bit bleak.
A bit bleak, perhaps. Less bleak, far less bleak, surely, than the 1940s.
And yeah, certainly a lot less bleak than the
1770s. Or the 1340s.
Yeah.
Well, it's shortages and chaos. Let's party like it's 1975.
Okay.
It was a decade so mediocre, so grim that even the birth rate fell. Sure, if that's what. If you've forgotten the 1970s or are too young, here's my primer, says Richard Morrison.
Okay.
Now, I mean, it's just. Look. Let me look. Look. Photograph of a serving of Angel Delight.
Yeah.
Strawberry flavour, I think.
Yeah, perfectly serviceable.
Gourmet food, Angel Delight.
Okay, that is annoying.
Is the caption.
I'll give you that.
Boy band, the Sex Pistols. Well, they weren't a boy band in the sense in which most people would understand the term. Culture, Benny Hill.
There's more to culture than Benny Hill.
Well, exactly. I mean, culture was at the time when was it ever considered culture?
No, never.
I mean, they don't repeat it on BBC Four. Now, where are? Oh, I knew I should have brought me glasses.
Fuck me.
Where's my coat? Oh, why do they print things so small these days?
Yeah, that's the problem.
I used to be
Go
able
and
to,
get your fucking glasses.
I used to be able to read in bed.
Go on then.
I think
that's why you can't fucking read now.
What?
Too much reading in near darkness.
No, I think it's too much. I've become reliant on the lit screen.
Ah.
So when I try and a non-lit screen, I have to have either glasses on or
in the air. What's that?
Handheld light.
Oh God. Okay.
Torch or some such.
Handheld light, as it is known. A fucking lantern.
Where's me? My grandfather survived 2 world wars and the Great Depression. He had no hesitation in declaring the 1970s to be the ghastliest decade of his life.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well, because he was old, one assumes.
Well, yeah, if he'd lived through the First World War. Well, mind you, the 1970s, you didn't have to be all that old to remember it. I mean, not necessarily fought in it.
Oh, I see.
If you were born, say, 1910, you'd remember it probably, but
okay.
You'd only be in
60s,
your
something.
60s.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there's a thought to play with.
Yeah, go on.
Young and old, male and female. We didn't have any alternative genders then. Oh, ha, ha, ha. We all knew we were living through a decade so mediocre, grim, fractious and defeatist that most of us would bear the psychological scars for the rest of our lives. Now, part of my annoyance, I must confess, is because I do feel a twinge of recognition of where he's coming from. I don't know how old Richard Morrison is. Google.
Fuck! Click your fingers at me. Bitch. Look him up, bitch. He was born in 1946.
Gosh, so I suppose if he had been born about then, lived through the 1950s, oh, it was all right, bit grey, oh, grown-ups always going on about the war, rationing, blah-de-blah-de-blah. And then, if you'd been a bit young, I suppose, if you were that age, you might have been caught up in the euphoria, or at least the excitement of...
You'd have been 20 when Revolver came out.
Of rock and roll, I was going to say.
Oh, I see.
Of the 50s, and that Elvis Presley, Buddy Holly, Chuck Berry, that is all a bit, skiffle, trad jazz, I don't mind if I do, hair's a bit too long, Teddy Boys, no, but I'm a respectable middle-class grammar school boy, probably. And that, it's the 60s. The Beatles. I thought all that rock and roll was on its way out. No, but it's more and more of it, and it's a bit. The Rolling Stones. What's it now? Bob Dylan. Folk. Good Lord. Skirts getting shorter. Bit more naked ladies on the telly. Yoko Ono, 1967, doing that piece where she cuts the clothes off an attractive young woman, and it's all artistic and justified, but you actually see a bit of nipple. Oh God, I wish they'd invented video. And then flower power festivals and all that, and and you'd just be coming to puberty then, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
God, 20 in 1967. Oh, that was the time. Oh, Sergeant Pepper, my God, can it get any better? Oh, Magical Mystery Tour. Well, yeah, not really. Okay. Oh, but the White Album. Oh dear, Vietnam War. Oh no, here we go. Oh, Manson murders. Oh, Altamont. Oh Lord. Oh well. Well, the 70s are going to be better. Oh dear, they're not. Oh dear, Beatles have broken up. Oh, but Rolling Stones and The Who are still going, and Bob Dylan. But it's all a bit strikes and what am I doing? And I'm approaching 30, and I don't like this. And
Right. What else in this article is annoying you, love?
Well, I mean, if you start,
I love that you've got the fucking crossword.
Yeah, and I did most.
You did most of it. Well done. Did you do the cryptic or the quick?
Oh, the quick.
You can't do cryptic, can you?
Have you ever done the Times cryptic?
Yes.
No, you haven't.
I have.
But you haven't.
I fucking have.
What, completed it?
Yeah.
Don't believe you.
With some chums, yeah.
With some chums?
Yeah.
What, chums on the internet who run websites like Crossword Clue Solver?
No, I've done the Times crossword. I do the Independent crossword. Guardian crossword.
I know, I've seen you doing that.
I like cryptic crosswords.
On your phone. All right, Mr. Cryptic Crossword.
Fuck me.
No, because these, I mean, the Times...
Well, give me a short one.
It is the sort of world standard. I mean, they do have some sort of...
Yeah.
I think among the crossword fanatics,
yeah.
they are...
I mean, there's some mad ones, aren't there? Where you just like...
Completely
what the
mad.
fuck?
It all just sounds like surrealist haikus.
Glue flange monster 7.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
P.G. Woodhouse vomits in nightmare trousers? ? Not here.
3.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Well, it's obviously tap. Because, well, it's obvious, isn't it? All right then. We'll have a little one. We'll have a short one.
Okay.
Right, it's 3 letters.
Okay.
Gratuity.
Tap. Go on. Yeah.
I was thinking it might be tip.
Yeah. Gratuity sounds right.
Gratuity, mine sent over. Sent over. Tip. Tipped.
Why mind, particularly?
Mine.
Mine. Pit.
M-I-N-E.
Pit, backwards. Tip.
Oh, sent over, reversed. Yeah.
See?
Yeah, all right. I could sort of... Yeah, I got that one. All right. But my point is...
Do you not like the idea that I might be clever at something?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just I find it... Actually, I can... Yes, I suppose it's... I can imagine...
This is the sort of brain I've got.
Dog belonging to Alec...
Dog belonging to Alec or Giles. 5 letters.
Alec or Giles. Guinness?
I'm afraid it's Corgi, because that is in the middle of the words Alec or Giles.
Oh, it's one of those.
Corgi.
Yeah.
Right, carry on. Sorry. Crossword aside. Your 70s article, have we done with it?
No, well, the 70s, it just seems this. I mean, the 70s, well, as I say, I can remember being in the 70s.
Yeah.
Or indeed living in the 70s.
Same thing.
Existing in the 70s.
Yeah.
And sort of... ruining.
Turning into a creaking door. Yeah, go on.
No, I can remember ruining the fact that I'd been... because, I mean...
How old were you? 10?
Well, not till 1980.
Right.
No,
you were ruining stuff when you were fucking
Well,
8.
I might not have put it like that to myself.
Okay. Mater, I ruined the day I was born. Go on. Oh, yeah,
But
great,
it was just like, you know, there's Elvis, or indeed most black and white films, or most films and things from before 1960, or even from before 1965. I just preferred the style, the fashion, you know, the
hence the haircut,
the rock and the pompadour or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And with the Beatles, see, you know, the Beatles. I saw them when I was 6. I saw them all 4 films consecutively. They showed them one summer. I had chicken pox.
No,
I might have talked about this before. No, but it hadn't. But it was my first. I knew a bit about the Beatles. There were a few
Yeah.
magazines
Yeah,
lying about.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing, Hard Day's Night. Oh, and I loved it. It was, film. It was
it's fun.
It was a bit cartoony. It was a bit
Yeah.
didn't understand half of it, but it was all good fun. Help, loved it again. It was in colour. Oh, this is good now, and it's all a bit.
Not a great film, but yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
Well,
as
that's
I
clear.
enjoyed it as a for its cartoonish sort of
Yeah.
fun, romping, merry style. That Yellow Submarine, it was okay. It was a cartoon.
They're not even in it, though, are
an
they?
actual cartoon. Well, yeah, no, but as far only the bit at the end. But it was a cartoon, so that was good. That was okay. But it was a bit weird.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
all a bit woo, and obviously I didn't understand about psychedelic stuff.
Yeah.
And the idea of having holes being you could pick a hole up off the ground and things like that.
Yeah.
That was okay, and then Let It Be. I remember seeing that and thinking, oh no, they look like
Heroin addicts.
well, no, but I remember thinking they look like people do now,
Right.
or how young men do now.
Oh, okay.
And
When you were 6, you were thinking.
when I was 6, I was thinking, oh, whither the fashions of the early 60s, or
Right.
And
What a
I,
fucking strange thing to be thinking when you're 6.
well, again, I probably wasn't putting it in quite those terms to myself.
Yeah.
But but I did have this sense of there's. I mean, it's because I love the Beatles, and and I remember thinking, oh damn, I really mistimed. I didn't mistime it.
You mistimed my own conception.
My birth. I thought, I was born right at
Stupid fucking sperm that I was.
David. Well,
I should have done that earlier.
presumably I was the sperm and the
Yeah, I know,
egg.
love, but you
have half your chromosomes.
Oh,
from...
fuck off.
What do you do?
I know.
So you can't just heap all the blame on
I
one
wasn't.
sperm.
I was just, I was about to move on to the egg.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, it was sitting there thinking, I'm feeling strangely incomplete.
Hope I get inseminated soon. Then I can be part of the fashions of the early 60s. Oh, fucking hell. Curses.
But
It's 1970. Bollocks.
I mean, all right. There was. I must say, I was. Well, then
What-
again, I've always.
Okay. Do the glasses not fit your head?
Yes. Why?
Well, they were falling off.
Yeah, well, I was trying to keep them low
On your nose,
on my
I
nose,
see.
so as to glance up because everything's blurred when it's like that.
Ah, okay.
But so I have to.
Right, okay.
Could get some half moon ones, perhaps.
Don't.
Why not?
You'll look camper than you are.
I don't think I look camp in these.
No, I know, but with half moon spectacles,
What's camp about half moon specs?
they're quite camp, aren't they?
I think they can look quite sinister.
Fucking hell.
Peery, you peer at people over the top of them
No.
with an
It's a step away from getting them on a fucking chain around your neck, and then you are in trouble.
Now that would make sense. What?
Yeah, but what a twazzock.
Not really.
Yeah,
Why,
yeah.
what's
I don't know,
the-
there's
what's the
something
big
wazzocky
deal?
about it, isn't there?
Well, it's just, if you need glasses for reading, but
Yeah.
not for looking around, and
Yeah.
you do quite a lot of reading, then it
Yeah.
would be quite convenient to have them there.
All right, fine, but not on a chain. Just something.
Why not? What, on a ribbon?
Yeah, that would be butcher. Have on some fucking silk around your neck.
I mean, what else is there if you get to have them attached?
I don't know,
somehow?
like some plastic thing or some sort of, just a
Could
cord.
just put them like that. A cord.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a cord.
Not a chain. Not a gold chain with gold half moon spectacles. You look like a right cunt.
I would at all. Then there's the monocle option.
Don't go for it. You'd look even worse. I mean, much as I love a monocle.
Mind you, Jacob Rees-Mogg actually wore one as a schoolboy.
Oh, God. Okay. I mean, I like Lord Peter Wimsey wearing one, but that's it. That's as far as I go.
And I don't know, which eye should I have it in?
Yeah.
'Cause
And
I-
what's the point of it? It must make your eyesight worse, surely.
Well, yeah, presumably your eyes would start...
Yeah.
They'd have to get used to the independence.
Your tracking would go off, wouldn't it? You'd end up like the Big O,
Who?
Roy Orbison.
What, did he...
He wore sunglasses because his eyes went in different directions.
Did they?
Yeah.
I haven't really noticed that. And I'm sure I've seen him perform...
Without sunglasses?
Unspectacle.
No, you haven't.
I have, on an episode of the Rock and Roll Years, circa 1960.
I think he started wearing them because his eyes went bog-eyed.
They went bog-eyed. What, from monocle-wearing? Like at his early gigs, he was there with
wore it all night.
He was there with a monocle in.
I would love the idea of Roy Orbison in a fucking monocle.
And yes,
He was a great one for slipping in a 2/4 bar.
I know, but yeah, why?
It's great.
They shouldn't do that.
It's interesting.
It's not. It throws you off.
It's nice. I like it.
You know, the one that really
it's
annoys
more
me.
interesting to listen to.
Hardly. Just confuses you if you're dancing to it.
Well, pretend you're not dancing to it. When the fuck have you danced to Roy Orbison? In his monocle days.
I'm sure you could. I'm sure there's some, I don't know, some 50s revival rock and roll club.
Right. What were you about to say? What's the one that annoys you the most?
The one that annoys me with a sort of stupid time signature, because I'm sure it must have been accidental, and it adds nothing to it. All you need is love.
It's brilliant.
It's rubbish.
4/4 into 3/4.
Yeah, but
Right.
it's terrible. There's there's no need for it.
There is.
It just throws
it
you off.
adds emphasis to the chorus when it goes into a regular 4/4. It's like disconcerting, and then suddenly we're in this kind of anthemic chorus in 4/4.
No, the whole thing.
No, it's brilliant. You're wrong.
There's nothing you can do that
There's nothing you can do that can be done.
Dun, 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 dun.
Nothing you can
No,
sing
I
that
just
can
hear a
be sung.
missed beat
Well,
there.
that's your problem, mate.
No, it isn't. It's
Dun, dun, dun,
dun,
dun,
one,
dun,
two,
dun,
three,
dun,
four.
All you need
No,
is
there's
love.
there's a missing beat.
That's what's great about it.
No, it isn't. And I bet you reckon Lennon came up with that. He thought, oh, I know, I'll have a bar with it, because it'll make it.
It just found it sounded good.
I
Which
bet
it does.
It's probably George. I bet that was George Martin. Thought that was, hey, now I don't want to. George Martin arranging it.
No,
It just makes everyone come in a beat. Well, I
It's
say
brilliant.
everyone. I mean me. Come in a beat.
you need
late
to get your head
or
around
a
it,
beat.
mate. It's brilliant.
There's no need for it. It would work just as well.
It wouldn't.
Well, there's nothing you can do that can't be done. 2, 3, 4, or nothing
No,
you can
you're
say
so wrong.
that can't be sung.
Dun,
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 dun, dun, dun, dun.
No.
Nothing you can do
No,
that
it ruins
you
it.
can learn
Ruins
how
the
to
song.
play the game.
No, you've ruined all your.
Easy.
It's got a little 2/4 bar on it.
Do 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 do. All you need is
Key
love.
change.
All you need is love.
Right, you're wrong.
That one annoys me. Oh. Oh yes. Yeah. Well, of course. How have we managed to get this far without discussing it? What literally everyone's been talking about. The Sex and the City sequel. And,
I've not been talking about it, so
and-
that's a lie.
and Just Like That.
What's Just Like That?
That's the show's title. And Just Like That.
Okay.
It's been much awaited, of course, eagerly, keenly
Not by me.
awaited. No, not by me either. But
Why are we talking about it?
well,
Because you want to
it's-
paint me into a corner where I slag it off so you can look virtuous.
and
That's my guess.
and point out the disturbing misogyny of your attitude.
There's no misogyny about it. I'm not interested in those people and their fucking problems.
The interesting thing about the reaction to it. Well, I mean, what?
Whose reaction?
Well, the reaction.
Is this shit on the internet stuff?
No, it is not shit on the internet.
Okay.
Well, it's on the internet, but it's by quite intelligent. Well, yes, quite intelligent. Well, broadsheet newspapers anyway. At the time and in subsequent years, as an important feminist, iconic series,
Right.
was it not?
I guess. I don't know. I never watched it. I've
Well-
watched it once and thought, fuck this.
I mean, it's quite often discussed on Woman's Hour, for example,
Is it?
and on the Guardian's.
In what way?
Well,
I mean,
I
sort of
think
4
they've had-
beautiful women who are wealthy and doing quite well.
Well, is that the... There does seem, in almost all cases, to be a conflation of the characters with the actresses. Oh, wash my mouth out of the actors playing them,
You're so camp tonight.
and also a sort of a confusion of what it should be doing? Should they be showing women as they ought to be, or as they really are?
I don't know enough about it.
Or a bit of both?
I just know I hated it.
Ah, but you hated it. That's quite a visceral reaction.
Isn't it?
Why? Why did you hate it?
I just didn't like those people. I quite want my protagonists in things to be at least vaguely sympathetic, and I didn't sympathise with any of them, whinging about their minor in relation to people dying in the world problems.
I mean, a lot of the criticism of this new series, it's been pretty roundly condemned.
Right. Good.
By people who, not least by people who were big fans of the original show. From the right of the politico-cultural spectrum, from the right, it's been attacked for being too left-wing and
woke,
liberal. Yes, using that. Yes, that
sort of lazy term. Yeah.
Political correctness, and like, and now we've got non-binary, and now they're all damning themselves for not for being old and out of touch.
Right.
I suppose they are meant to be in their 50s now, these characters.
Seems reasonable.
In their 60s. But,
I mean, we're out of touch on this subject, so yeah.
But this, speak for yourself, Ducky. But, yes, and of course the a lot of bemoaning the fact that Samantha, the character, isn't in it anymore.
Who's that? Sarah Thingy, the one who looks like an horse.
No, that's Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh yeah.
Her character is Carrie Bradshaw.
Oh, Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall is Samantha.
Yeah.
And she's the one who's not in it. And there's been lots of talk about.
Well, they hated each other, didn't they? I think.
Well, there was a lot of that, but is this just that the male-dominated media loves a cat fight? What?
Campest thing you've ever said.
I think we can add homophobia to the
there's nothing homophobic
sheet.
About campness.
No, about your accusations. Of
the campest thing you've ever said?
Of me being camp. Yes, as if...
It's nothing to do with homophobia. Plenty of homosexual people aren't camp or are camp. There's plenty of straight people who are camp. But you are being exceptionally camp as well. You're twiddling your glasses in your hand and pulling a sort of Kenneth Williamsy face and being as camp can be. As well,
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, well, they just genuinely hated each other, didn't they?
Did they? Well, I don't know. Well, they did have a bit of a spat on Twitter, which was fairly undeniable.
Why do we care about this?
But but people do. I mean, why did people?
I know why. It's a distraction from the actual things that matter, surely.
Well, yes, but you could also say, why did people care about the Beatles? Just a silly pop group with funny moppy haircuts.
Yeah, but we didn't. Oh, okay. We didn't have to fucking watch them slag each other off on Twitter and be interested in it.
No, though I'm sure we would have. Can you imagine Lennon on Twitter?
He might have mellowed by now.
He might have. I bet he'd still be... Oh, I don't know. What do you think he'd have made of Sex and the City? or the sequel to Sex and the City?
I don't know, because I've not seen it. This is a terrible topic for us to talk about.
I think it's great. You're bringing a fresh perspective to it.
Well, yeah, because I don't know. I've not seen it.
Yeah, you're coming at it, rather from a partisan viewpoint from left or right, you're coming at it from a point of view of complete ignorance.
That's the way I approach most topics.
I don't think there's enough of that on the internet. Okay.
Is she here?
She's here, yeah. She's
Right, so ladies and gentlemen, I mean, just a recap, I think it's probably worth doing. As you know, we have a guest fairly frequently now called Ian Sellers, who's had a kind of road to Domestos moment, hasn't he? Where he's sort of cleaned up his act. He was an incel, wasn't he? Sort of into QAnon and all that stuff.
Oh, he was never into QAnon.
Was he not?
No, he'd never gone that far.
Okay, but he was heading down that road, wasn't he?
I don't know. I think he's probably just a bit misunderstood.
Well, he wanted to join Bestostérone, didn't he?
Yes, he thought better of that. Yeah, okay, Bestostérone could have been the first
Yeah.
paving stone.
Yeah, you put him
The
on.
first step on the long walk to QAnon.
Indeed. And then he's met a lady who is a white South African lady.
Can I just ask you why you're defining me by my color?
Sorry, who is here?
And I'm not South African. Well, I am.
I thought you were.
I call myself African American.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Because I am a person of whiteness. I spent some time in South Africa in my childhood.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I should probably just introduce who this voice is that you're listening to. Go on, well, introduce yourself by all means.
If it's okay, I'd like to
take the floor.
Name myself, rather than have name put upon me by you. Okay, my name is Bliss McKinley.
I'm annoyed already. Okay, Bliss McKinley. Yes, you are Ian Sellers' partner, love partner, other half, girlfriend.
We're kind of taking it easy at the moment.
What does that mean?
We're kind of taking it easy.
Like relaxing.
We don't want to. I don't know. It's complicated. You can just say we're together.
I thought I did. Okay, so you and Ian are together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what
would you like to talk about? Sorry. What would you like to talk? Bliss, what would you like to talk about? Sorry.
What I want to talk about is, well, there are literally no words. But
why are you talking about it then?
Because I think we've got to talk about it because...
Well, if there are no words, we're not going to talk about it, are we?
What
are we going to do? Fucking sing? Mime? Hum?
I'm sorry, you seem to be trying to cancel me here. You seem to be trying to silence me.
No.
That's okay. I've got at least 10,000 years of practice behind me.
I was not trying to silence you or cancel you. You said there were no words, so I was wondering why, if there were no words, you were going to carry on talking about it.
You might be interested to read my paper, Literalism and the Male Razor Blade of... the perils of improvising and falling flat.
Right, sorry, Bliss. Sorry, Will came back in for a minute there. We were just having a chat. What did you want to talk about, Bliss? You've got no words about. Go.
You might like to read my paper, Literalism and the Male Voice.
Okay.
Okay, I haven't finished it yet.
Right, how am I going to read it then?
But what? What?
How am I going to read it? It's not published anywhere. You haven't finished it.
I know that. I'd be real grateful if you'd let me speak. If you'd let me have my voice. I've come here in good faith.
Fire away.
We need to talk about...
Right, go on.
We need to talk about Pam and Tommy.
We really don't.
We really do.
Okay,
this new show, the TV executive guys, and I can't help thinking that they probably were guys, self-identifying if they gave it a moment's goddamn thought, thought that what we really need today, what we really need on TV is another show about two middle-aged, privileged white people and their goddamn little problems because they made a sex tape and it got stolen. Yeah, that's really what's, people are literally starving at the moment, and we're meant to be devoting our attention to Pammy and Tommy. Right. That is what they think. These two privileged white people making a sex tape. Oh, wow. Well, your money will help. Also, how is this not revenge porn?
What do you mean?
Tell me, how is this not revenge porn?
Who stole the tape?
Some goddamn lowlife. I think he was a builder, some kind of contractor.
Why would he be taking revenge on her?
They had. Well, I think Tommy Lee pulled a gun on him.
Oh, fucking hell, then.
Fair
enough, isn't it?
Well, there was argument. There was some quarrel. I mean, come on. He was a tradesman. He was a builder. There was an argument about...
What does that mean?
There was an argument...
No, hang on. What does that mean? He was a tradesman who was a builder? It doesn't matter.
You know what a tradesman is?
Yeah, I know
you know what a builder is. Great.
I don't know why you said
it. If you please let me speak, I'd be really grateful. Although my gratitude is kind of starting to curdle into resentment
and rage.
You said it in a way
that implied that a tradesman or a builder was lower status than them, and you'd kind of expect him to be a scumbag.
He stole a sex tape.
Right.
He stole their sex tape. That, to me, is the absolute definition of a lowlife.
Okay, it's got nothing to do with being a tradesman or a builder, has it?
You're the one who put those two things together.
Okay, carry on.
He never went to prison for it.
Oh, okay.
He literally never went to prison for it. And, so this lowlife gets to make a bunch of money off this thing, and Pammy and Tommy, but I guess mainly Pammy, have to live through this again. And the third thing that gets me with it, so you agree with me, she is basically being made to relive this trauma.
If she's seen it, yeah.
Exactly. Well, how can she not see it?
Well, I haven't seen it.
Everybody's seen it.
I haven't seen it.
You know what I mean. Everybody's seen it. Also,
go on.
Also, my final beef with this show.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen I saw the trailer. This is an example of TV and mainstream culture totally dumping on the one community that it's still, for some reason, okay to dump on in public: the Welsh.
What? The Welsh?
You think that's fun? You don't think that's...
What's Pamela Anderson got to do with the Welsh?
You tell that to Albert Thomas Jones, my second cousin's great grandfather, who was a miner in Wales, in a Welsh town, down a Welsh mine. He was a coal miner. What the fuck
has this got to do with Pamela Anderson?
He was a coal miner.
I got that. You
got it. Wait. He was my second cousin's great. There's 4 greats.
Right. What has your distant relative who was Welsh got to do with Pamela Anderson?
Because Tommy Lee Jones, hello. He's not
Welsh.
He is a Welsh American.
He's not fucking Welsh.
Jones, I'm sorry.
Everyone called Jones is Welsh.
If his name was...
Tommy Lee Jones, is he Welsh? Grace Jones, is she fucking Welsh?
Tommy Lee Jones is the one we're talking about.
No, we're not. He's not called Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones... Tommy Lee Jones is the guy who's in The Fugitive.
No.
Yeah.
No, he isn't. It's Tommy Lee Jones.
He really isn't. Right.
He totally is Tommy Lee Jones.
No, it isn't. Tommy Lee something, but it ain't Jones, is it? Tommy Lee Bass or Bass is his name.
That's a different Tommy Lee.
No, it's that Tommy Lee. Look, there he is.
The Motley Crue guy.
Yeah, Motley Crue. Tommy Lee Bass, Bass.
Bass is a well-known Welsh name. I've always felt that he was Welsh.
He isn't Welsh. So your whole argument falls apart.
I have always felt that that he was called Tommy Lee Jones.
He isn't.
That he was...
The fact you felt it...
A Welsh American.
Okay, he's not. The fact you felt something doesn't make it real.
My second cousin's great-great-great-great-grandfather, Albert
Welsh.
Thomas Jones.
Yes.
And he died of a disease. We don't know what it was exactly, but it would probably be one of the diseases that you got from working in the coal mines.
Yeah.
And
Bronchitis
he had something really bad.
Yeah.
So please don't try to deny my personal family ancestral history.
I'm not. That's horrible. And
of Welsh suffering.
Yeah, that's horrible, and I'm sorry that happened to a member of your family. But the guy who was married to Pamela Anderson is not called Tommy Lee Jones.
And if it wasn't bad enough,
no, you're not listening to me.
The fact that he turned out to have a huge cock. On the sex tape, which I have not seen, but people who have seen have told me, he has a huge cock when he comes in her face. And and he's got a... So there we are perpetuating and extending the...
Phallus.
So here they are So here they are perpetuating the myth of Welsh guys having huge cocks.
What myth is that? What are you talking about?
There's
not a myth about Welsh guys having cocks.
The myth about Welsh guys having great voices.
Yeah, voices.
Drinking too much, and having...
Well, I'm not sure about drinking too much either.
Hello, Richard Burton.
Hello, Alan Jones. I mean, does he drink too much?
Hello, Dylan Thomas.
Okay, that's two Welsh people who drank too much.
Exactly. You want me to go on?
Yeah.
I haven't got time. So those are my 3 beefs. That this is first world problems to the max. Yeah. It's first world problems on steroids. It's revenge porn, and also it's extending the myth of... and it's perpetuating the myth of Welsh guys with huge cocks in the music industry.
Okay, well, I mean, yes. Interesting to talk to you. I mean, quite a few... erroneous premises to start with, and then some logical fallacies as well. Well, fallacies inflicted upon us.
You've certainly taught me a lot about English guys.
Yeah, what have I taught you?
You'll have to read my essay.
I can't fucking wait. Right, Bliss.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Wake up, world.
Has she gone, Will?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, mate. You dodged a bullet there.
She...
You dodged a bullet there, love.
She didn't seem... She seemed a bit... bit peeved.
Yeah, I'm pretty peeved.
Oh, yeah?
I'm to fucking sit and talk to it, yeah.
Oh, to it? I don't think you're meant to say things like that anymore, Dave.
Right. Well, that was that.
Anyway.
Right.
They deserve each other.
They seem to, yeah. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Ooh, here's one for next time.
Oh, go on.
I was in an Oxfam shop in Beckenham, southeast London, not so very long ago.
Yeah.
And there were these books there, quite old-looking books, hardbacked, early 20th century, I'd say. But they were by an authoress called Angela Brazil, spelt as in the country, but was apparently pronounced Brazil. And apparently these were some of the earliest. They were late 19th, early 20th century.
Yeah.
School stories, sort of adventure stories, bit like the Famous Five. Things like that.
What about it?
Well, I thought it was quite interesting.
You were fucking wrong.